All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, so that means we're playing some games. Obviously, we're doing this smidge bit later than usual. That is more for a test for my own self. So, as for the camera issues that we had last week, that remains to be seen if it will repeat itself. Considering I came down, did a whole exact same stream setup test, everything was gone, and then come yesterday for our setup stream, surprise, surprise, it was back. So we're just gonna have to wait and see on that one. Hopefully it's better. I did manually focus this camera, so hopefully it's not as squirrely. But again, all that remains to be seen. I don't exactly have the best reference monitors in here, so it is what it is. Also, I know we've been doing a lot of the Elder Scrolls stuff, and yesterday I really thought about setting up something different, but this is honestly still just what I'm really interested in playing. So I thought about doing some Halo Flashpoint, and I just did not have it in me right then and there. We will get to it, because we still have to try the Wargames expansion. But given that my main qualm, whatever, with that game is the dice rolling, I don't know, I'm not chomping at the bit to get back into it. So, today we are going to turn this music down a little, because it looks rather loud. We're doing Paths to Glory, which, let me see. I can bring you in here. So this is our setup, which you might be able to see here. So we're spawning along the long edge. Enemies are spawning on the side foot-long areas. And then our boss will spawn 6 inches in. And then there's 3 puzzle tokens. Essentially, each of the puzzle tokens, 1, 2, and 3 right on the other side of the wall, all have to be attacked by a adventurer of a different path. So, with that being said, we have, let me just, so we've got Mule, the lioness. She's our Path of Might. She's got iron armor, steel warhammer, because I don't ever use hammers, so here we go. And a potion. We've got Mercurio as our sorcery. He's a mage. He has no armor equipped, but he has mage armor, so he's going to get a red dice for his armor. The only spell that I could afford to keep it within the spell limit to fit a 2-foot board, because that's what this is played on, so I just figured I'd keep the point values to a 2-foot board. I had exactly enough points, I think, if I math correctly, which, let's be honest, I gave people my lunch in elementary school to do my math homework, so I probably didn't do my math correctly, let's be honest. I just have flames, so I don't think that's going to go super well, but we're going to find out. And then over here, we've got our Breton Ranger for our Path of Shadow. So each of these guys needs to attack a puzzle stone separately, basically to unlock that puzzle. And once all 3 of those are spawned, our boss guy is going to spawn in the middle. We need to kill him. That's how we win. So we have to meet all those requirements, and we have to get at least 11 victory points to win. But we do get 3 victory points per puzzle token that we solve. I basically just have to roll damage on it, I think. So this says, the Sentinels are 3 statues represented by puzzle objective tokens placed as shown on the map. These puzzles can only be solved by successfully attacking them. They may be targeted like enemy models. However, each must be removed by a different type, melee, ranged, or spell. Once one has been removed, that attack type will not work on another. Gain 3 victory points for each objective removed. So I don't guess there's like any defense rolling. It just comes down to if you land dice, essentially. I think is kind of how this is going to work. So that is our setup. I'll bring you in here. So one adversary starts in contact with each of the puzzles. So this is our one on the other side of the wall. We got one over here, and then everybody else that was available went into the pool or spawning up against treasure tokens, which is essentially the 3 treasure tokens in this room. So there's a treasure token here that does not have anybody, and then our Draugr Overlord is going to be our big guy that's going to spawn. All that math worked out exactly where I wanted it to, so that's who we went with. For our adversaries, we've got a Skeleton Warrior, Skeleton Archer, Draugr Warrior, Draugr Greatsword, Skeleton Axeman, a Hulking Draugr, and then again our Draugr Overlord as our big boss individual. So I believe that is all of the nonsense out of the way early. And now we've just got to deploy our people. So I half thought about this while I was sitting here waiting to get this going. I think I'm going to deploy both of my ranged people, which, by the way, this door, I just didn't print enough open doorways. We're just going to treat this as passable. You just move through the door. It's not a big deal. We will, I guess, treat that as it's like a short door. Not short door. A shut door. So you can't see through it, but you can move through it freely, whereas all these other doors are open doors. And that's just what we're going to do. So I think I want to keep my 2 ranged people together and then send Mule off by themselves. I thought about grouping them, but then that's going to maybe congest people a little too much. So I just have to deploy along the edge. So we are all just going to start in the storeroom, I think. And that should be okay, hopefully. I don't know how well or not well that's going to work. So we got 2 people up here, 1 person here. And I think in tradition, I'm going to go first. But we need to draw a quest card. Figure out why we are here. At least 1 adversary master in play or in the spawn pool. Okay, well, he's not out, but the quest is to remove him with a sneak attack. That seems unlikely, but worth a shot, I guess. And that is all we need to do here. They also will get 4 activations. So with this being a smaller board, there's probably going to be some more reactions in play, and that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Get a shield guy. There's also an 8-round limit. This is my little round counting dice. If you're curious, you should be able to see that. So we're on round 1. I have 8 rounds. I'm also not picking any oaths to speak of. I'm just not worried about it. So we're just going to play this out. The last community-made scenario that I played, my party got absolutely obliterated. So let's see if that continues. I guess I could go with them first because I don't really know what I want to do, to be honest. Yeah, we'll have them go first. Why not? So, also, we're using the app. We'll see if this is ever going to focus on this. No, not really. Oh. So, you can kind of see right there. So we have all of our adversaries listed. This is escacompanion.com, I think, something like that. Basically, I'm just using this to activate our adversaries. So let's go ahead and activate one. So we got Greatsword Warrior, who is right here. So, swords. He's going to want to move. He is a melee character. So he is basically going to get kind of out here. And he'll just throw up a little block right there. So that doesn't really help me know anything about what I want to do. But it is what it is. Also, that app, like I have this, which I put together, that's got all the little flow charts and all the stuff on it. The app also, if you scroll down, has most of that information for the responses, so that's pretty good. Also, it's freezing down here, and I'm not sure why, so I apologize. I also realized need my chat. 1 second. Just be out here all willy-nilly without the chat. There we go. Okay. Let's go with the Breton Ranger. And we are going to need to sprint. 3, 6. Yeah. So we're going to sprint. And then we are going to take a shot. But so, let's see, we go 5, 9 to here. And I think, just to try to clear the way for our mage a little, we're gonna go for this guy. Now, I could go for an early shooting of the target, but I think ideally I want to get the mage to get the closest one because I am the least confident in his ability. And if I lose anybody before getting all of these puzzle tokens cleared, I lose because then I won't be able to finish the mission, essentially. So, Breton Ranger. Get the tape measure. I might be in a short range shot. We are in a short range shot, so we got a green and a red. And I'm not going to add anything to this. We're looking for a 3 or less. That is not a 3 or less. Sad. Okay. Back to them. Activate. Hulking Draugr. Swords. Move. Okay. So he's basically going to do the same. Basically the same thing. Okay. So he's got 3, 4. He's kind of like up here, give or take. Now, he can't block, so he's not going to do anything else. Because it says if he's not engaged, he's going to block, and if he is engaged, then he's going to attack. He cannot block. So he's going to stop there. That is not good for us. But it is what it is. Okay, well, not good. Also, our mage only has a 6-inch range, which I might be able to get a smidge closer, but I'm not going to be able to get that much closer, I don't think. Even if I do sprint with Mercurio, and he only has 1 yellow dice. So let's go with Mule, which swap here. Also, apologies in advance. This is the second stream that I've done with the new camera setup. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm just gonna move 6 because if I get too close, it's gonna be easier for them to deal with me, and I'm just gonna throw up a block. But yeah, this is only the second stream with the new camera setup. Thankfully, everything looks like it's working as it should, but I'm also one person trying to play both sides and swap my camera angles and swap the actual cameras and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna forget. Okay, I'm gonna forget some cameras, and that's fine. And you might be a little out of frame, but I'm one person, so sorry. Back to AI. Let's see. Activate. Skeleton Archer. Okay. So that is this guy right here. He wants to move, and he will stop shy and hide, I believe. So I think he's going to move up to this doorway. And he's gonna hide. That way he's in cover. And now he's sneaky. Okay, mage. I feel like I need to rethink my strategy here, but it is what it is. Let's see. Got 5 magic. This only costs 1 magic, but then I could spend 2 extra magic for 2 yellow. So I could spend 3 magic and get 2 yellow dice. That's better, and he's looking for a 5 or less. It's not awful. Let's see how far I can sprint if I can get in range of this Draugr. So we got 3.5. Pivot. I think I can get right in front, and that does put me in range. We're just going to go for this, which might end this game really soon, and if it does, maybe we'll just reset, because if he dies again, you know, not great. He's only got 2 health. But the Hulking Draugr does also only have 3, so it's possible. We are going to spend the extra, so we got 1 magic, and plus 2 for 3, so that's going to put us down to 2 magic. And we've got a 6-inch range with a 2 modifier. So I guess we are looking for a 3 or less. That is incredibly unlikely with no accuracy dice, but here we go. Nope, that's a 5. And nothing on helmets. So that's not good. That is not good at all. Okay, activate. Draugr Warrior, which is probably this guy here. Or is that a skeleton? No, it's this guy. Move. So he is also just going to move up. And he can't block because he's also got a one-hander. So, round. So that is all 4 of their activations, I believe. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all my people done. I get that back. Keep that. He's off. Event card. That is incredibly unfortunate. What's going on? Yes, so this is, well, all the brown terrain is battle systems terrain, which there might actually be a link. That's my link down in the description. If you want to go check them out, there's a bunch of stuff on the channel about that. This little card terrain. But all the dungeon terrain was my mini factory bundle of like dungeon walls. I just printed and did a quick 2-layer dry brushing just to make some dungeon walls. And then same thing with the board. It was a 1-inch project panel from Home Depot that I just cut into 4 pieces and patterned out my grid stuff, smashed it with a rock, did the same kind of dry brushing because I want to get the Into the Dark expansion for Call to Arms, and you need the 4 dungeon tiles to like procedurally generate your terrain. So that's mostly that. And all these little brown, dark brown crates were also printed. But all the light brown is battle systems. So. But yeah, our event phase is roll X dice or red dice and distribute that many health to wounded models. So that's terrible. That could have come in a lot of handy later, but it is what it is. What's going on, man? Yeah, cool. I don't know if people are just getting annoyed with that or not. I was told to let people know in that Discord. I don't think there's a ton of people doing Call to Arms stuff, so, but I feel bad because I'm like the only one throwing my stuff in there, but maybe that's why I was told to put it there. I don't know. So if it gets annoying at any point, just yell at me. I hate doing that kind of stuff, but again, I was told by somebody else to put it there, so that's what we're doing. I will be going first this round, so that is a bonus because they went first last round. So I think, not in range though, am I? Heck, no, I'm not. And if I, oh, this is not good actually, because if this mage dies, if either of these people die, I just fail. And now I've got a bunch of people over here swarming the 2 people that I needed it to not swarm. And I still have to get this. I need... And I've got an 8-round limit. I feel like I'm going to have to take... I have to try to clear out some of these people because I still have to go through here. And these people don't have a ton of health. So... Let me check something here. Rules. So the other thing that's cool about this app... is they have all of the rules, so you can actually kind of see that along the top. It's a little easier than dealing with the rule book, but obviously not everything's kind of in here. So this does have fire on it, but it just says yellow dice fire, so I guess it's going to put a burn effect on them. If an attack of the fire type causes any damage but does not cause the target to be removed from play, the target gains a burn token. Oh, okay, so it only gets 1 burn token. Okay, we're good. So I say app. I think it's just a website that I just have docked down here on my home screen, but I think it's ESCA, Elder Scrolls Call Arms Companion, ESCA Companion. You can't really see it super well, but you can add your adversary list in here, and instead of dealing with the tokens and stuff, there's like a spawn button and an activate button and a new round button and all that good stuff. So you don't have to deal with all the little tokens and flipping stuff. You could just hit go. And I'll try to show you once it is their turn to go, if I can. I don't know if there's going to be a way that I can get these cameras to focus on it, but I will try in just a second. So the Hulking Draugr has a very good chance to get in and absolutely mess me up. Now, I feel like I have to go for it again with the mage. Or do I go... Actually, I'm going to go Breton Ranger. Just to... Although, it only has 1 yellow dice. The mage does have mage armor, which is going to be a red dice. Ah! I think we're going to do the same thing again. God, this whole King Draugr has thrown a kink in the plans. Let me just say. All right, we might just have to throw him to the wolves, to be honest, because I need to get rid of this before he dies, and there's a good chance that people are about to die. But I need to get within 6 inches. But we are going to have to move. I'm going to move as away from these guys as I can. Oh, God. Okay, this is not a good idea. I can't do that. I can't. But I only have 8 rounds. If I stop right here, I'm going to get reacted on by both of these people. So even if I do manage to land a hit on this, the odds of that working are pretty slim. I'm still looking for a 3 or less with this shitty little flame spell. I could go backwards and try to wrap back around, but I don't know if I have time for that. All right, we're just gonna have to hope that the whole King Draugr does not go. We're gonna stay. Although the whole King Draugr is gonna react if I don't move. Okay, we are gonna move. But we're gonna move out of range of reaction from one of those, because I don't want it. And we're just gonna try to attack this guy here. We're just gonna do the regular attack. Because I don't want to use up all my stuff here. So we're just looking for a 3 or less. Okay. We don't need to talk about it. It's fine. But that does mean that our boy here is going to activate. And he is Draugr Warrior. Let me just go ahead and tag him. Swords. Yeah, he's just going to move and attack. So, yep, he's just going to go for it. Draugr Warrior. 2 yellows and a green. And he is looking for a 3 or less as well. And that is terribly unfortunate, because my Breton Ranger only has a armor of 1 yellow dice. So helmet does nothing. Okay, well, sad. I save 1, I take 2. That leaves me with 1 health left. Not good. That is terrible. We might be up shit creek real quick here. But, okay. Let me see if I can get this to... see, is this going to focus at all? No. It is not. Okay, you can kind of see this, right? So, these are all the adversaries. And it's their turn to go, so I'm just going to hit activate. And at the top, not that you can see that, it says Skeleton Warrior. And then you have your little attack charts also on here. Which, again, I know you can't see that. I'm just trying to get rid of the glare so you can kind of make out what it is. And you can, you know, check it out for yourself. But, so... that's going to spawn that out. It gives you what the attack, or what the A is, aggressive, melee. It gives you what its priority is there. So, it's pretty handy. But, Skeleton Warrior, that would be our guy that did not go last round. Oop. He is going to move. Nearest engaged and wounded. think nearest is actually over here. If you hit the menu at the top, there should be an adversaries tab that you can kind of see. And then it wants you to pick your faction, and then you go down and you just tap on the ones that you want. And then when you're done, you hit play, and you'll be looking at the screen that I'm looking at. So this fella, he don't think can get quite in range, but boy, is he going to be close. Skeleton warrior. He is going to block. I can try, once we're done, to maybe get that app to focus a little bit more, and I might be able to show you a little bit easier, but it seems not too bad. But it's back to me, and this is not good. We're not doing well. God, I don't even know what to do here, to be honest. Because if I don't start clearing people, we're going to get swamped. And I'm going to have to go with the skeleton, the Breton Ranger, and try to at least get rid of this Draugr that's in our face. And go from there. And I just have to hope that that hulking Draugr does not get activated. Hopefully it's all stuff over here. We got a little unlucky in that department. So we got a green, a red. Just kidding, we're in melee, which is not good. But I don't really want to disengage, because if he hits me, he's going to kill me. So we're going to have to melee this fool. We got a green and double yellows. We're looking for a 3 or less. Okay, that is huge, actually. That is a lot. So, critical success, we're going to restore a health. That is massive. That helmet also gives us piercing 1, so it doesn't really matter what he rolls, because he just has an armor of... Oh, nope, yeah, he's just got 1 yellow. So, that helmet does... Draugr warrior, nothing. So, that would get pierced anyway, so he's dead, and we get a health out of it. That is big, big, big. That could, like, best case scenario. And get our very first little victory point. Which, I don't know why, I always just keep my little victory points, like, along the bottom edge. That's just what I do. Also, we're in round 2. Okay. So I can move, but that seems like a shitty idea. So, I'm gonna hide. Because they are my shadow character, so I can move and stuff while I'm hidden. And then if I do take a sneak attack, I'll get extra boost out of that, which I think I'm going to need. So, activate. Skeleton Archer. 2, shadow, move. I guess he's just gonna scooch out here. He's gonna stay hidden. Yep. What we're doing. Gotta be careful my phone doesn't die. So did we go with the mage? We did go with the mage. So the only guy I got left is Mule. And I kind of just need to start like hacking through stuff, I guess. Because things aren't great. Let's go with... the obvious choice would just be to go for this guy, but I don't want to deal with him having a shield, so I would like to just run past him and go for somebody else, but then that's going to cause reactions. So I'll be out of range of him reacting, but if I don't kill one of these, I'm going to get reacted on by multiple people, and that increases the likelihood of this guy going. So I guess I am just going to go for this guy. That's just where we're at. So we're going to move. I'm going to lose this block token. And we are going to do a... So we got a yellow, a black, and we're looking for a 5 or less. Now, I'm tempted to do a heavy attack because it still only costs 1 stamina because they've got War Master, but I still get the red dice because it's a two-hander cumbersome weapon. So I could go for big damage here, but let's see, what's his armor like? He's going to have 3 yellow dice. I'm just going to go for the big hit because odds are I'm not going to get enough. I'm feeling confident. We're going big hit here. So we're looking for a 5 or less. Oh my god. Well, it wouldn't have mattered if I had an accuracy dice or not, because critical failures. Tell you what, my rolls have not been great, it would seem. That's unfortunate. But nobody's going to react, so whatever. And they've got 1... No, they should have 2 more activations. Great Sword Draugr, so this guy right here. 2, he's going to attack. He's obviously just going to go for... he's just going to go for it, I think. He is going to have to sprint to get there. He's going to lose his block. What's going on, New? So, what are we looking at? Great Sword Draugr, green, black. It's pretty tough. He's not going to be able to boost anything else 3 or less. That is terrible. Helmets give piercing 1. So, he's got 2 damage, piercing 1. I've got 1 red dice. Okay, so I saved 2, but with piercing 1, I'm going to take 1 anyways. So, all things considered, that could have been worse, let's be honest. And I think they're going to have 1 more activation, actually. I think we had 1 reaction. So, activate. And Hulking Draugr. Terrible. Hopefully, we get something that doesn't kill me. Helmet. Objective. Okay, this is good. This is good, kinda. That means he's gonna come back to here. I think. That's what we're going with. So I'll take what I can get. But they're gonna go first next round, I think. Okay, well, that's not great. So we're going into round 3. I have not made a smidgen of progress. Yeah, a smidgen. None of it. Event. Draw a stage 1 quest card. You may immediately choose to discard your current quest or keep whatever. Okay, well. Each time you remove an adversary, we play with a melee attack, take an agility, blah, 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 blah. Let's survive the game. I mean, sure, I guess. I don't think it's really going to matter. Okay, why did I make chat so small? I can't read. I'm blind. Actually, I wonder, can I zoom on this? Give me just a second. No. Ed. Okay, well. Yeah, so right now I've got a handful of the Chapter 4 models, but I don't have anything but the Chapter 1 card pack. That was kind of where I stopped because the game got really expensive. But then the My Mini Factory campaign kind of brought me back into it from that capacity because it's a whole lot more cost effective, and I already had the Chapter 1 card pack. But the Chapter 4 card pack, I think we're going to get that because Dragon, I need an excuse to use this thing because he's glorious. So just so he's not decoration on a shelf. Yeah, I would like to actually use him. That would be sick. But then also, I think that's got like vampires or something, and I've got a Frost Atronach or something up there I'd be able to use. So yeah, there's stuff. Chapter 4 card packs, I think, what we're going to be looking at next. Yeah. We got to spawn one guy going into round 3, which is only going to be this one guy. And I think, given the 2 spawn edges, we're going to put him on the lighter side. So we'll just put him... Just kidding. New round. Yeah, we'll keep them all in play. And we'll get the Overlord back into the spawn pool because he's not out. And this dude's just gonna... He's just gonna pop in right there. Okay, well, they're going first. Well, I'm not gonna hold my breath on that department. Thankfully, Battle Systems was cool enough to want to work with me in that department, which is cool because I really, really like their stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little teeny tiny fish, so it'd be cool if they did because I like it. But you know, it is what it is. Activate Skeleton Archer. All right, let's hope this man does not want to shoot. Granted, I'm engaged, so I should be fine. Shadow, he's gonna want to move. So he's just being weird. There's not really anywhere for this man right here to go. Because again, he wants to stop Shy to stay in cover and stay hidden. I could move him away, but I don't think that is a good idea. So I think he's gonna do nothing. I think that still leaves him in the best spot he can be, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, they seem like it. I've looked at, they've got the dungeon like sewer sets and stuff now, and I'm tempted to pick up some of it, if nothing else, just for the scatter terrain that I could use like in these scenarios, because I think it just looks cool. I like the little like sludge pathways that you could have like toxic goo or water or whatever, or like lava. I think it's cool. Okay, well, it's my turn. I still don't have a good game plan. It's got to be... I've got to get rid of this hulking Draugr. I don't really have any other choice. So I think I'm going to keep a clear path. We'll swap this just so you can look at something different. We are going to move and shoot. We're just going to come straight up here. This might bite me in the ass, but I think it's my best shot. That's going to give me green, red, and then because it's a sneak attack, I'm going to have another red, because Path of Shadow, and white skill dice, looking for a 3 or less. I'm going to take a stamina to go for a precise shot here. So, here's to hoping. There's no way! There's no way! Why are my rolls, for me, so terrible? Double critical failures? That's awful. Archon Studios. I'll have to check that out. I hate 3D printing and painting terrain, to be honest. Painting terrain is my least favorite thing to do because it just feels so tedious. Stuff like this is fine because it's like just brick. And now I've got to take, looking for a 3 or less to keep my hidden token. There's no way. Triple critical failures in a row for me. That's awful. Well, I was really counting on this to stay hidden. Oh well. But yes, I hate painting terrain. Stone stuff, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, just roll better. That's just rude. All right. But yeah, painting like the... you can kind of see. Like stuff like this is I don't enjoy because like I want it to be detailed, but then if you want it to be detailed, you're going to be painting it for like years and years. So battle terrain stuff is really, really quick and easy because it just slots together. But okay. Draugr Warrior, a guy who just spawned. 3, he wants to attack. He cannot, so he is just gonna... He'll just sprint and stare me down, I guess. Back to me, huh? Alright, I gotta try to get... Should have just shot a pillar. Should have just done it. Oh, I need to get to 6. This dude's already gone, so he's not gonna react. Mage, we're just gonna go for it. Let's see if we can't whack this thing. So that's gonna put us back to 3, back to 2. Still looking for a 3 or less. Which, ooh. 4. This is... I did not bring the right people. Dungeon and lasers. Prismacast. Yes, I will have to look into all of that stuff. Assuming I remember, but... Although, don't prompt me to spend money because I'll do it. And I don't make good choices. Clearly. Okay, activate. Skeleton Axeman. Let's see what he wants to do. That is attack. Okay, things are not going well. So he's going to have to sprint to get into contact, but get into contact. I'll put that up there. Yeah, things aren't going well. Skeleton Axeman, he's got a green and a red, and he is looking... Oh, damn. He's looking for a 2 or less. Yeah, suck it, skeleton. Critical failure, dickhead. Well, no. Right. Now that I've got this one person left. It's a shame I'm not dual wielding, I guess. Or I had like cleave or something. I should try to disengage from this, but if I do, they're all gonna attack me. I don't know if the Axeman or the Great Sword guy would, since they've already gone, but I don't know. Who's gone? Warrior, Axeman, yeah. Okay, so do units that have activated already, do they react? I think they do. Not react, but if I were to withdraw, they still attack me, correct? Am I to know this? Because I certainly do not. Now, if I attack the one guy that I'm engaged with that has not gone, I think I'm fine. But I don't know if I could withdraw without them all trying to swing at me. Or I just pick one of them to... Okay, now... This thing. Yeah, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think you actually pick one of the models that you're engaged with to swing, which in this case I just picked the one guy that hasn't gone, I guess. Before moving the model away, one enemy in which they were engaged, chosen by the opponent, performs a free melee attack targeting the withdrawing model. Yup. May not boost their attacks. Can be used? Okay, so I can withdraw, but somebody is going to attack me. It might as well just be the one guy who hasn't gone yet. I think that is probably my best move here. Well, now I've got a different question. Is attacking a hidden enemy only... Do you only have to test it if you're doing a ranged attack? Because what if I just run right into them? Okay, well, that doesn't help me. That's just adversaries. You know what? I don't even care. I think we're just going to ignore that anyways. So this dude's going to swing at me, and that's fine. Draugr, warrior, double yellows, green. Okay, maybe this isn't fine. He's looking for a 3 or less. There's... Okay. A crit. With... Oh, no. Oh, no. Why have I done this? And he's got piercing 1. Okay, well, this is not good. Well, I've got 1 red dice. Hopefully I get a helmet or something. Okay, that's good. So that gives me 1 yellow. I'm dead. I'm dead. That's game over. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Holy shit. On a withdrawal? On a withdrawal? Okay, this little... Oh, this... What? I'm going to show you exactly who the problem is, because I can. Also looks like I've hopefully solved this issue. This little... Oh. This man right here is the same one who killed my Dragonborn in 1 attack before. So, I can't, because I only had 3 health left. Shay name tag, because it is the most toxic skeleton I've ever met in my life. Look at him. What an a-hole. God, that sucks. I mean, to be fair, maybe my plan was just terrible. I mean, maybe God, that sucks. Again, it took me longer to set all this up than it did for me to play it. Okay, well, I feel like I have to try this again next week, the same scenario, and just run it again with different people. God, I don't know. That sucks. I should have just attacked him. I considered it, and I decided to try to run away like a little bitch, and I got my ass beat. God, that. Okay, let's see if I can't. Let's see if I can't get this camera to focus on this app here. Ah, man. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. Let's see. Nope. No. So this is just well, that might work. Yeah, all right, we could live with this. Yeah, it's got a whole like preparation thing. I don't use it. I don't know. I actually didn't notice it as an Into the Dark portion. Literally all that I use this for is adversaries, which let me go back. Not that I need this anymore. Reset. Yes. So this is what it should look like for whoever else. And then you choose your faction. So in this case, Draugr, confirm. And then you've got your list of all the people. So if you don't set a septum limit, it's going to tell you it's not a legal list. Yeah, I did get buckied by that skeleton. It's just rude. But you've got all your people. Let's just tap on a couple double archers, warriors, and then you can see at the top kind of what you got going on. You hit play. It's going to say it's not legal because I didn't set a limit. That's fine, whatever. And then you've got your list of people. So you've got who's in spawn, who's in play, who is activated, and it tells you their behavior. So during setup, they'll spawn. This is more difficult than you would think. Axeman, sure. Spawn, skeleton warrior, cool. Spawn, archer, cool. Okay, and then you can see that, their spawn. And then when we activate, skeleton, axeman, cool. And it shows that they have now moved to the activated column, and it tells you what their behavior was. The hardest part of this is remembering when you kill stuff to move them back to the spawn pool by just tapping them back into that column. But this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. So you've got their responses, their engagement rules, what type of attitudes and stuff, and then you've got the little flow charts for the various different responses. And the best part, like Mjol here, the useless warrior who got murdered by a skeleton. You go to rules, and she's got War Master. I could go over here, tap on W, and then you've got War Master, and it tells you what it is right there. Or earlier I was checking fire right there, gives you the stuff. And this is honestly so much more useful than trying to do this the way that I used to do this, which I do this with all my rulebooks still, is I'll go through and I'll tag all the stuff that seems semi-relevant when I read through the rulebook for the first time. But But the way that Call to Arms splits its keywords and its perks, I just really hate this in the rulebook, to be honest. It just bugs the crap out of me because it's not super clear. Even though it says perks and keywords, I feel like sometimes they're in like either or when it comes to the spots. Like I'll be looking for perks, but then you still don't know what type of perk it is as far as like what like section it's gonna be under. I don't know. I hate it. Gemini 2.5 Pro. I tried kind of doing something like that with I was going to try to implement it into an Alexa unit and implement all the keywords for Star Wars Legion. So if I didn't know, I could just say it out loud in the room and have it tell me. But that had a limit, so I couldn't do all of them. But yeah, I'll have to check some of that out. Oh man, those lights are going crazy back there. I hate it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but let's just not with that. Side note, I'm going to talk about it because I want to. I thought about doing a video on it. I don't know if anybody is an Andor watcher, but if you haven't watched Andor, if you're a Star Wars person at all, you should watch Andor because it was super, super good. Gemini has 2 million. But, okay. Also, let's see. What were you talking about before? Dungeon Layers, Prismacast. Let's look this up while we're sitting here. Why not? Yeah, I almost felt the need to make a rant because it's like just mind-boggling, like of all the things, Andor, and then given what we got, it just doesn't make any sense that it's as good as it is. Dwarven Mine Prismacast. Dungeons and Lasers. Okay, so this is like a similar range of products to Battle System. So is this like, I assume this is in, well, no. What is this? Push fit assembly. I guess it is the same thing, but it's hard plastic. Right. Modular lava, undercity stuff. Deep mines. Yeah. Oh god, it sounds spruce. Not gonna lie, the little bit of terrain that I put together, like Games Workshop stuff, and stuff like that is infuriating. I don't know, it's just something about terrain. It just bugs the crap out of me. Prismacast. Pre-painted terrain. Abandoned mines. Looks a little bit more rigid. Not the plastic, obviously, but just in general, I guess, than like the Battle System stuff from a shape perspective. It's like a lot of it is square. At least just looking at this pre-painted tab. What else? Okay, well, a tragic tale has unfolded, but it is what it is. I'm not even gonna lie. I backed Gabe's Kickstarters just today. Okay, I might have to do a little bit more diving into that stuff where I can see it. I am not the most sight inclined individual. And my reference screen is not great. So yeah, we might run this back. Honestly, I might see if my brother wants to come over, and maybe we'll do this. I don't know if there's any plans for this weekend. Maybe we'll try to redo this weekend, and we'll just modify stuff a little bit and see how that goes, just so we don't take up our Thursday slots, but we'll see about that. But I do kind of want to run it back because that sucked. I couldn't have had worse rolls all around, so that sucks. But we'll see on that front. I'm not even gonna lie, we'll probably be doing more Call to Arms next. Yeah, I don't want to see more Magic. That dude was terrible. I don't understand the -2 modifier, which drops me to a 3, but I don't have any way to boost its accuracy, so that now I'm just looking for a 3 for an attack that's 1 yellow dot. That doesn't seem good at all. But to be fair, Flames is the only spell that I could afford to put on this guy and still be within the point limit that I wanted, so whatever. But we're probably going to be doing more Call to Arms next Thursday, just because it is still what I'm enjoying the most, to be honest. And it's also just kind of fun not having to play both sides. I do want to pick up the Andor boxes for Shatterpoint because I'm in my feelings about Andor being done and over with. So I kind of want to pick those up, but dear God, do I have no money for any of that right now. So I need to not think about it or talk about it. So there will probably be more Shatterpoint stuff coming before anything else. Well, let's be honest, I will probably be doing All Arms next week as well. But I might try to run this back maybe before Thursday. It's just a one-off extra stream. So just keep an eye on this space because it'll be scheduled. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of at a hump with Warcrow currently, just because they have no narrative stuff. These games here that we're playing with Call to Arms, there's not really anything for Warcrow. I even have the full rulebook printed, and there's only 2 or 3 missions or setups for that in there. You only have the 3 scenarios for Winds from the North. At this point, I played through all of those a few times each, on stream, by myself, whatever. I just feels like we're in limbo. I did a top 3 video, and that was one of kind of the talking points and the kind of honorable mentions portion, just because I do enjoy its combat and I enjoy the premise, but damn, is there nothing to do with it, it feels like. And maybe a lot of that would improve playing versus somebody in a normal wargaming sense, at a store, so you're playing different lists and stuff. But I don't know, I'm kind of stumped. I kind of wanted the Yalda Bioth stuff, but you'd have to buy the Adventure Wargame and then the card pack to run that. And I don't really want to invest that much in it right now, but then I'd still be left with the same problem of not having enough missions. Yeah, and that's fine, but it's kind of has the same problem that Legion has right now, where they shelved all of the original mission deck and then replaced it with like 4 static missions. And like, yeah, we could just play the old missions. It's not that big of a deal. At least that exists. Whereas with Warcrow, it doesn't exist yet. There's no other missions other than what's there, and there's not a whole lot of options. It's just a weird, it's in a weird place. I'm also still waiting for the, there's like a traditional, more like European knight looking faction that's like, they've shown typically in like a baby blue color scheme for Warcrow that I'm like kind of what I want to see more of, but they haven't really shown any of it yet. So I originally bought that game just because I like the orc sculpts and it made me think of World of Warcraft orcs. So yeah, honestly, Shatterpoint I would say kind of has the same problem. Their missions don't differ too wildly, even from mission pack to mission pack. It's like the special effect of the mission doesn't really change a ton. It just kind of mainly changes like the layout more than anything. So yeah, I'm not sure. It's a weird, but I also just love Star Wars, so I could justify more easily than I can with Warcrow, just because I don't have 20 years of history with Warcrow. So, yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap up here. Again, we'll see about running this back as an extra thing before Thursday. There is a video, I think, scheduled to come out tomorrow that's just kind of me talking about solo wargaming stuff. But maybe we'll try to swing it this weekend or maybe early next week or something. But yeah, so video tomorrow, maybe an extra stream this week, and then we'll be back Thursday for sure. I do want to do more video content. I just don't know what yet. So that is going to be it for this one. I appreciate all y'all sitting around hanging out with me. It certainly makes doing this far more interesting with you guys hanging out in chat. Yeah, that's it. Appreciate these guys right here, my hunters, for supporting me. If you want to check that stuff out, let me know. If you have thoughts for membership stuff, also let me know, because those are there to be molded and added to, not more ranks approved. So yeah, leave a like, leave a sub if you haven't already. We're on the slow crawl to 1,000. We are kind of close, actually. So that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. I will see y'all guys. All right, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Bye.
The power of the dark side.